Hi guys, this is Park from Roundtable DAO team. We are happy to be with the Ikram and Vikram from Hypersign. Hello guys, how are you?
Hi, Daniel. Hi, Jay. Thanks for having us on again.
Everyone.
Hi Jay.
Welcome to the Roundtable DAO show, everybody. Like Danielle said, we have Vikram Bhushan of Product and Engineering from Hypersign with us, who will talk. Vikram is a full stack engineer, front end architect with over 6 years of experience and building application, and we also have Irfan Khan of business and strategy, which has more than a decade's experience in working with many government agencies and telecom regulatory authorities. Now, they're going to talk to us today about the latest team, product, and partnership updates. And they're here especially to talk about a new product called Hyperfire. So, welcome to the show, guys. Glad to have you with us. Excited to hear about this new product.
Yeah, we are also very excited to share to community, especially Roundtable, because we always love to talk to community from Roundtable. And this is like the first version of the product which is now going out in the market. So far, we were doing pre-beta testing with our some of our partners, and they all liked it. So this is the first time when we are talking about it openly on a platform. So
Amazing.
Great.
yeah.
Very
Thank you.
excited here.
Yeah, thank you for the exclusive also.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the Hyperfire deck. I see that it's a really nice product. Also, you can check out guys at this link fire.hypersign.id, the website they were developed. Also, you can see here a demo video, very nice. So let's talk also about this Hyperfire product. So we want to talk first about it.
Yeah, sure. I could. I could go first. So thanks again, guys. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Daniel. Always happy to talk to Roundtable now. It was a pleasure last time, and I'm enjoying myself again.
Yeah, my
Um,
pleasure.
so last time we were here, we had just done our token launch, if you remember,
Yeah,
and it was, as a new project, it's always crazy during token launch. There's so much. It's everything is so new. Everything is so alien. It's like what the hell's
really.
going on, and it's
Yeah,
like so crazy. And then you have all these things to handle. So even we were so like unsettled and trying to figure out what's going on, right?
yeah,
And
Mhm.
in about a couple of weeks from that launch, right, we started noticing that there was something wrong. I mean, we couldn't really put our finger on it, but there was something wrong, right?
Okay.
And we started investigating, and we noticed that our community, okay, our token was not doing that well. Our community was leaving us. There was a massive disconnect. We had 15,000 people in Telegram. We had 8,000 people on Twitter, but none of these people actually understand. Like there was no connection. So all these people are supposed to be our investors. They're supposed to be here because they know Hypersign, because they like Hypersign, but they have no like. It was just this massive disconnect between the project and all these people who are supposed to be our supporters, our investors, our followers. And we got to thinking, like, what's going on? Like, why
yeah,
why is this happening? And 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 and, and we kind of figured out that during the process of the launch, right, because you are so excited about launching your product, your token, your investors are on your case, your community is on your case, you don't pay attention to a lot of things, right? And what typically happens is you basically come across all these people on Telegram who'll say, yeah, I'll support you with your community. I will boost your numbers, and I will do this and I will do that. But the fact of the matter is that the community building that you are doing at that point in time is like 70% of bots and 30% of fake users. So if
yeah,
if I have 10,000 followers on my Telegram, I can tell you 50% is bots, and about another 30% is all fake
Yeah,
users.
this happens to all projects.
And there is no way to tell. And this is a real problem, because you are investing time, you are investing money, you are investing so much of your effort, and you are building a following who's going to be buying your tokens on what?
Yeah.
On bots that are basically going to buy your token and dump the moment it goes up. I mean,
a lot of vapor. Exactly.
And we got to thinking that this is how do you deal with this, right? How can you what do we do? Okay.
Yeah.
And,
how do you bring solutions to this?
What do we do? Like, and we kind of realized that if we had to eliminate, right? If we had to refresh, how would we do things differently? So we went out, we went and spoke to a lot of projects, say, hey guys, what are you guys doing about your community? How are you guys managing this? We want to make sure that our community is good, they're real, they're happy. The conversations that we're having with them is like making an impact. They're holding our tokens. If they have some problems with our product, they can come talk to us. And they're like, yeah, I don't know, man. We don't have a solution. And we're just using like one product called Gleam. And we're like, okay, what's that?
Okay.
What's that? Let's go check it
Yeah,
out.
we all know that for the
You know what I mean?
airdrops.
And-
Yeah,
and then it turns out that everyone's airdropping. And
Yeah.
okay, airdrops, wow, that's awesome. I also want to airdrop. But then when you go to airdrop, you have all these Google Forms, all these fake users with like one guy with like 50 wallets.
Yes.
yes.
You know what?
Classic.
And then you have all these bots. Like, man, what the hell's going on, right?
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay. I think this needs to be discussed. So we go back to the drawing board and we're like,
Yeah, Glim here. See.
yeah, these guys are using ABC to build community. That's fine. Our job is to ensure that we are humanizing, we are verifying, we are authorizing real people, right? Why don't we like put these two together? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why don't we put these two together? So
the basic point of a hypersign, you're trying to place it in there. Yeah.
So that was the first use case, right? So essentially, the Hypersign protocol is identity and access management, right? So mainly dealing with authentication, verification, authorization, and so on. So we applied that protocol, put a marketing cover on top of it, and boom, you have Hyperfire, right? Okay. So we built out the first version. We tested it out. We did a very, very rudimentary front end. It sucked actually. Now it looks really sexy and stuff, but now it's cool. But like about 2 months ago, it was horrible, man. But even then, okay,
part of the process.
Yeah, it was process, right? And we need to test it out. But it did really well. Our first campaign that we did, it had real people. So basically, we'll talk about how it works in a minute, and I think Vikram will be the best person to do that. But the fact of the matter is that we've built the process in such a way that bots cannot get through. I mean, the level of automation required would be heavy and extensive.
Yeah.
Although, of course, these programmers they're getting extremely sophisticated day by day.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're still a step ahead of them. So.
Yeah.
That's
so what you're
how
basically saying is they're going to spend too much time to try and crack this thing, and it won't be worth it in the end.
We've got like multiple layers of filtration. I think Vikram will talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
But that's basically what it is. That's what Hyperfire is. It's ready now. It's ready for use. We have more than 20,000 people who have 20,000 users who have used it. It's Web3 compliant. It's protecting user data. And so most likely by the end of the month, we are officially launching it.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, well, can't wait to hear the details from Vikram, actually.
Yeah, Vikram, you want to talk about? Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, from the product, so before, I would like to talk less about the technical things, but because the technical part was actually, already solved, because we spent 4 years trying to understand identity, before starting Hypersign. But the main problem main research that we could do, and we could actually pinpoint to when, there is a pain point for customer, why customer is using Google form for specific to like airdrop and giveaway, even though Gleam and other products are there. So there has to be some reason, right? Like, even though the product is not amazing, but it does the job. But why not use Gleam? So when we started talking to them and going back and forth to Gleam and other products and talking to our customers again specific to crypto industry, we got to know that okay, so always there is, for customers, major problem is the pricing, and the main and problem with pricing with existing giveaway tools are that these tools were built when there was no crypto industry. So the pricing is built in terms of an industry which doesn't exist. So now crypto industry is trying to use these tools, and it's not fitting them because the use case itself wasn't there. So the pricing they did was completely different to what a crypto projects would require. And the second one was that the features that we need to whitelist or do giveaways, we don't have that in any existing platform. You take it Gleam, you take it any 4-5 existing these platforms, they don't have any features that the features that a crypto projects would need. For example, smart contract verification, on-chain activity tracking, ERC20, NFT standard validations. These are basic requirement of any crypto project. So, and we don't have that in Gleam. So what we do, first you pay $4,000 to do one giveaway on Gleam, like $4,000, even though that's monthly, but a project only does giveaway once in a month. Imagine you have budget for $5,000 worth of token to be giveaway, and then you are paying $4,000 to Gleam. Then the projects would not use Gleam. They will just create a Google form and then end up getting to the actual problem of getting audited, having data problems, security problems. So, this was like a learning experience for me. I was more of a technical guy, but getting outside my shell of being technical and going into product, talking to customers, this was my self-realization that it always, their value prop for each customer segment starts changing, even though at a broader level, it looks like everyone can use Gleam, for example. But our crypto industry cannot use Gleam because they are not, that wasn't built for us. The industry itself has recently, come out, and we have our own need. So I thought if every project in crypto is using this product, then somehow my protocol should solve this problem first and then something else. And so it took only 2 months to build the whatever UI we wanted. Everyone was okay with Gleam's UX. We were like, okay, we will give you what user are used to it. Internally, we will integrate Hypersign, and let's see if we can get paid customer. And within 2 months of development, and we have like paying customer, we could reach up to $8,000 worth of MRR. And it took like 4 years for us to research some shit code which gave us customer, and in 1 month we have we are touching $8,000 MRR and 30,000 users. This is crazy. So I
the
think
demand is there. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Demand is there. I was like, I don't care if I am pivoting, but this is the problem. This is where I can get customers. So for any startup, getting the first few customers is very important. So now we have very strict deadlines that even before launching our layer 2, we have to hit, at least try to hit those numbers, because once we have that, then we don't have to piggyback on any bigger network. Sorry to say, you can cut this off, but
we are live, so we
can have the transactions, and we will have the numbers that we want to, and then we can. Then people will say, okay, Hypersign actually added value to a real world problem, which not just writing code, which is nobody is using. So
and one thing I just want to mention here, that I mean, using Gleam in the sense that it's not really solving a problem in the sense that, okay, it's helping you, but like Vicky rightly said, you're paying $4,000 for a campaign that's maybe you're going to give away another 2,000, so you're ending up spending 7,000-8,000.
Yeah, you're spending too much,
and it's not doing the job. And on the flip side, you also have to think about the people participating, right? And you know how these crypto natives are. They don't want to talk about their personal information. Hell, man, They don't want to give their email address. They don't want to give their face. They don't want to give anything.
Yes,
No.
So
yes,
you're
yes.
collecting all this personal information. You're triangulating attacks for them because now you have this Google form that has their wallet address, their phone number, their email address, maybe their city, country. So how do you solve that, right? And
Yes.
I think Web3 is the only way, and integrating something like this with that Web3 is the only way to actually go ahead and build something like this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Very, very nice product, guys. You
I'm
developed.
very impressed. Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
Did you want to start with a few questions, maybe from the public? Astro, a lot of people seem to be excited to talk and maybe
Yes.
ask questions. We had a few questions from forums that we have given to everyone. A few people in the chat as well. Maybe we could start right away with some of them.
Yes. Yeah, someone just asked, Hypersign has a new product, Hyperfire. So this is something someone maybe from community that knows about this product. So how is it unique and why should it be used? So what does it give to users? So basically, we all everything Ikram told us was about this Hyperfire solution, just to create a real community, just to cut out all the bots. So Ikram, or Vikram or Irfan, someone
Yeah,
want
Vikram, I think, is the expert on this. Maybe you want to take it.
Yeah, sure. So existing platforms, although at the top it looks like it's somehow working for crypto native people, but internally they are all Web2 centric, meaning that they don't take care about your privacy, they don't take care about security much. Not only this is from the user end, okay, but the actual problem is for people who are creating the campaigns, the customer of these products. So they have their own specific need, because now for a crypto company, we need to filter users based on like if they are actually our token holders, or they have our NFT, or they have taken part in our like a staking platform, or there are so many use cases. Gleam doesn't fit into it. Gleam is
Yes.
only a simple tool to follow people on Telegram, Twitter, and filter based on that. But we need all this, a combination of this, and there wasn't any product like that. I could not find when I was trying to do my campaigns. So luckily I know enough coding, so I was like, okay, I will merge these two together and see what's the result. So
And that's the point about Gleam, right? So Gleam is not, you may be making a tweet and pasting that URL as proof. You can just tick a checkbox and say, yeah, I joined the Telegram group. But the fact of the matter is that you may not have actually done it. It's a loophole. But Hyperfire works slightly differently, right? We are actually using authentication and verification mechanisms to ensure that the participants are really in the Telegram group, that they have actually tweeted that,
Yes,
so
yes, yes.
that they are actually part of the Discord group. So we're going to be adding a lot of more social media. So that's going to happen. So the fact of the matter is that it's not just check boxes and paste URLs. No, we are actually authenticating, verifying, authorizing all these participants to make sure that they've actually done the task.
So in the end, this is better for not only the user, the end user, but also the companies trying to actually verify the people that are actually joining these campaigns.
Also defending the privacy of the user who, let's say, fill the form. Well. Okay.
Yeah.
In this case, with Hyperfire. Yes.
Because so you have. Sorry. Yes. Please.
No. In the hand, as you were saying, the company. So the man who asked for the people to fill the form will not have the people personal data, so the email, the phone. So this is something that it will be protected, basically.
Absolutely. And also, you have to see the type of customers use this platform. They are all marketing people. they have shitload of work every day, manage campaigns, manage Twitter, Telegram, post content. So they are always overloaded. Marketing people have the maximum amount of work in any project when it's launching, right? Like when, and that time you need to be supportive. Like the tool should support them and not become like a burden for them to create campaigns and things like that. And when you have everything at one place, it becomes very easy. So we built it in a way that it's very intuitive for them, and plus they save money, much like almost 1000% cheaper than existing solutions.
Yes,
Or
really.
that's also add on which they can now add it to their token, and instead of paying to Gleam, they can distribute to their community in the form of tokens. So you have the same budget and you have bigger outreach, audience outreach. So overall value proposition. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone else was asking what makes Hypersign superior than competitors. So, sorry, patents and so I don't know. What what can you tell us? What about the
Okay,
competitors? We
so
talked
there's
about Gleam basically,
Yeah, we talked
but the
about Gleam.
Hypersign is much more. It's not all, only
yeah.
Hyperfire.
Yeah. So the Hypersign as a protocol, I mean, so let's just talk about that for a second, right? What we envision Hypersign, at least. So Hyperfire is a use case. It's an practical application. It's one of the branches of the Hypersign protocol. Similar to Hyperfire, we have multiple other branches in our mind of how we will build out applications and use cases of the Hypersign protocol. So basically, when we talk on a product level, on a use case level, it depends. So Hyperfire, as we mentioned correctly, is a Gleam competitor. It's a marketing tool. We have other. I'm not sure if there is any other company doing this for the crypto space, but there are few other companies like sweepstakes and giveaways, and so there are some other applications in the Web 2.0 space, but maybe there's not really much competition in the Web3 space as yet. I'm guessing others will follow. If we talk about the other products that we are thinking about in terms of login, verification, authentication, we plan to launch apps very shortly for WordPress. So there is no strong authentication application for WordPress.
Yes, I can confirm.
There is no, and there's Shopify as well. So Shopify supports a lot of social logins. Social logins, of course, has a legacy of problems. Even Facebook is changing their name now because of the problems they're facing.
Yeah, definitely.
So from a product perspective, if you jump into each product, there's a vast range of competitors that we can talk about, right? Because we are trying to solve industry problems per vertical using our products, right? So it depends on the product. It could be for the enterprise, it could be for small, medium businesses, it could be for government, it could be for the crypto industry. It really depends on the product. If we move a layer under, so like Vikram rightly said, we are working on the layer 2. Now we are talking about on the protocol layer, how are we different from competition? I'm not going to take names, but of course, there are a couple of other identity companies who are working in this space. I'm guessing that the decentralized identifier industry as a use case, as a network, as an application is something that will become mainstream. It will. My personal view on this is there was DeFi, there is NFT, and I think the next step will be DIDs. That'll probably hit mainstream. But the fact of the matter is that most of the companies who are building on a protocol layer, what we are building, are not really focused on the use case. I'm guessing they would probably work with some other partners to build some use cases on their layer. But what makes us really different is that our approach is different. So we first build out the use cases. And once we have those use cases, once we have the transactions, once we have the revenue coming in, then what we do is just build a layer 2 and then just plug everything on top, right? Rather than building a layer 2 and then begging 1,000 companies, hey, please come build on me. Hey, please come build on me. Hey, please come build on me, right? So our approach towards building a layer 2 was slightly different. our approach to building products was slightly different as well. And this essentially is to say that we want to build our layer 2 in such a way that it's appropriate for the identity space, it's appropriate for the security space, it's appropriate for the authentication space, irrelevant of the customer being Web 2 or Web 3.0.
Yes.
Can I add from purely from the product side? So you can think of it as Hypersign is an identity stack. Now, before we go production in the identity stack, we are testing all our protocol and implementation in our own products. That's why Hyperfire has authentication with Hypersign. It will also evolve. By the time we reach to actually market, it will be very different. Maybe it will be just in the form of SDK, so that you don't even see where Hypersign is. So, that's the goal that we have. So we are just testing it on our own products, and these use cases helped a lot in doing a decent amount of testing before we can bring it out to other people to use it as an API or, network. It depends how we roll out. So yeah, that's.
Someone else was asking how the HID tokens are used in Hyperfire. It is something connected?
Yeah, good question. Yes. So it's very simple at this point. The first stage is to all the payments which are going to be done. We are integrating with the payment processor, and it will have HID payment attached. Plus, there will be also HID burn, like the revenue would be shared with. We want to share it with community, so we will burn HID based on some calculations. We are going to share that also to the community.
So to the HID token holders.
Yeah. So it will be burned. So basically, the total amount of revenue which are coming through this platform, we will do some sort of revenue share, meaning we will divide that and we will burn, let's say, half of it and keep half for the further product development, or locked in a contracts, which will be open to public and they can see how much is coming in and going, things like that.
Nice.
Apart from that, the other side of it, I don't know, Irfan, should I talk about the gamification or not now?
Yeah, why not, man? Let's do it. Let's do it.
We have an exclusive update, guys.
Let's do it.
Listen well.
So that's when normal people would see it differently. Right now, only the customers can understand this, what pain point it solves. But as a user like you and me who hold HID token, for them the interesting and fun thing would come when the whole the campaign that you see where you take part in the campaign, that will convert into NFT sort of platform, which will be very unique to us. Like some sort of, we are coming up with our own NFT lines of, for example, you help Hyperman, which is our mascot, to kill bots, right? So that's what we do. Now, when you are helping them kill bot by taking part in this event, you get, some of the very rare NFTs because you helped killing them. So that will gamify the whole front end side of it in the next versions. So that I'm very excited about that, and I'm already discussing a lot on this on Discord. So any of you who are NFT artists or any want to get involved in this, happy to discuss with you. Please join our Discord.
Amazing. Amazing.
Okay, so that's where directly it will impact, because HID will be attached anyways to NFTs to buy, sell on the market. And, this might create sort of a ripple effect. Like if, people like the NFTs, they might sell it, buy it, and it will be used there as well. So that's the other utility that we created in this.
Nice.
Amazing. What else do we have as questions? Let's see this. Somebody's asking, how does the DID work? This is a pretty basic question, but I think a lot of people maybe need to know, who haven't followed Hypersign up to now, that are maybe interested of getting into it. How is identity stored with wallet addresses, or can you give us a little more insight?
Yeah. So this the current version of Hypersign, we don't have any blockchain wallets integrated because we want to keep it separate. The payment part until we are in the production stage, that we are sure that all the the whole platform works is secure and works fine. Then we want to integrate the payment side of it. But now, right now, how it works is basically I'll make it very simple. Every time you click on that button, login with Hypersign, it detects your browser. It creates a unique identifier for your browser, which is called a DID document. Now, in that DID document, it stores your public key, and then this DID document is stored on our test network that we have, and the private keys remains in the wallet itself, along with all your data credential. Like, we issue you a verifiable credential of your personal information. It never resides in any server. It only resides on your browser. So as if our servers are even hacked, the attackers would not get any of your information. Your personal information is always
in your hands.
yeah, 100% wallet. And it doesn't matter how many browser you change, because in the end we are authenticating through your Google account. So we are getting to know that you are the true owner of this email address, and then we are generating a pseudo anonymous account from it on Hypersign platform. And with this account, then you further on authenticate. So one time when you are registering with Google, that time Google gets to know that you are logging into something called Hypersign. But after that, where all you use Hypersign, Google never gets to know. So this is how we are trying to bring in one more layer of privacy for you, even while maintaining the ease of having login with Google or registering with Google. So yeah, that's how Hypersign works at this.
Just one point I would like to add on top of that. So essentially, we basically joined about 2 months ago the Decentralized Identity Foundation. It's basically a consortium of companies in the decentralized identity space who are building what is increasingly known as self-sovereign identity right now.
Yeah.
That you basically, as users, as human beings, have control on our own personal data, and we see and we know and we decide as users, as owners of our own personal data, who gets to see it, who gets to access it. And the Hypersign protocol is essentially built out along all the way to the application layer based on these self-sovereign identity principles. If you would like to know more, please do go and study the self-sovereign identity principles. They're available online.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Daniela.
Okay, yeah. Someone is also asking, Hypersign is on Ethereum network and Polygon now, and the next steps. Do you have something on this to share?
Any other chains you plan to go to, or?
Oh, okay. I would rather keep not announce that. Then will come
too exclusive. Okay.
Let's pause this question.
Okay. We will save
No problem.
we'll save the question. Okay. But someone is also asking, will Hypersign eventually need to create its own chain? So you talked about some kind of testnet you are now, and you talked also about a future production system. So maybe I guess it's a yes for this question. You're going to have your own blockchain.
Yeah. So I will just clarify, but I would like to add a approach that is in our mind. We want to keep our investors' money safe. So we want to use the existing infrastructure. For example, either Ethereum or Matic, wherever our token is available, they can freely trade there. For DID infrastructure, we will have our own layer. Our layer will also allow you to make transactions like token transactions, but it's up the choice is with the investors. They want to keep it on our network, they want to keep it on Ethereum network, or any other chains that tokens are available. So we want to use the security and flexibility in a hybrid approach. So yeah, that's the one point I would like to add.
Okay. And I have also a question about the data marketplace. How will the users be able to monetize their data? Do you have an estimate of the revenue a regular user would be able to make?
Honestly, I do not have a proper estimation on this because this is like we want to launch data market along with one of the partners. Probably I would try to take help from Ocean Market because they have the data marketplace already. What we do is verify the data. So we want to build a platform that can integrate our solution on Ocean's marketplace, like create a new market for Hypersign and the data that our users are getting credentials, verified credentials, they can probably sell there. So
Um,
it's still a work in process, but we are keeping a tab on this. Once our SDK is live, like the next version of this product that is the authentication SDK, once that is live, after that we start working on the data market, then I will have more, better answer for
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
yeah,
okay, I get
I,
it.
I I would like to add. I would like to add one pointer. So there's one fundamental point that has to be understood as we move into Web3, right? On one side, you have these extremely traditional businesses, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Google, whatever. Their source of revenue is user data,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? That's how they function, right? And
Yeah.
increasingly more and more companies, that's how they function. They basically
Yeah.
the cost of televisions has gone down to zero because now everybody just wants streaming data, right? They want to know what's being watched and all this. So the point is that data is becoming increasingly of value. The everything around it is just facilitators of the data, right? Now, when we move into Web3, what's happening, right? We want to protect the data. Privacy is coming in. Zero knowledge proofs are coming in. Technology is coming in to actually prevent these companies from doing that. You
Yeah, which
cannot
is
have
what we
that.
want in the end. I mean, I think a
This
lot
is
of
this is
people are
what you
tired of
want,
being the product.
but
Yeah.
but yeah, exactly. That is my point. But at the same time, you cannot have that level of disruption because that is how are those companies going to how are they going to work? At the end of the
Exactly.
day, Nike still wants to reach out to their customers.
Mm-hmm.
McDonald's still wants to reach out to the customers. You cannot ignore that fact. So how do you address that? Right. That is the point of the data market. That how do you bring that and self-sovereign identity principles together, right? And it's simple. You have all these users, you have all these people, all these human beings who've registered on Hypersign. Now they have the power to be like, yes, I want to receive communication from Nike. I want to receive communication from McDonald's. How it works is it's not difficult, right? So you have basically a simple form that says, yes, first check, I want to receive marketing material. And then you would basically profile yourself that, okay, I'm male, I'm 28 years old, I like running. That's it. You don't have to give your name. Nike doesn't give a shit about your name, right? Nike is looking for guys who are running in the city so they can target them, right? Who are in this
Yeah,
age group.
basically.
Yeah.
That's
In
all that
the end, they
matters.
don't
That's,
want your phone number. They don't want to
I
whatever. They
mean,
just want to be able to reach you and tell
yeah,
you,
I mean, they
we
want
have
it. Let's
this.
face it, they do want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do want that stuff, but they don't need to have it, right? And
No.
that's where the tech comes. That's where zero knowledge proof comes, and that's where self-sovereign identity principles come in, right? That the user now allows Nike to contact them rather than Nike being like, "Hey, give me your identity. I'm gonna like spam you." You know.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that's the fundamental difference of how the data market would be operationally supporting the user in terms of protecting the data and the privacy, as well as not creating so much disruption in the industry that all these companies are like, hey, now what do I do? I need to find something else. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's great. I'd love to see this day, and I hope it comes soon. Actually.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, at some point in time,
Yeah.
you will not be using peer-to-peer calling, peer-to-peer,
Yeah.
messaging. So you will be calling people without knowing their phone number, without knowing who they, because you're
Yeah.
going to be using decentralized identifiers to be connecting with people, right? You don't need a phone number anymore. You don't need WhatsApp or Telegram to intermediate.
No, exactly. We just need the connection, and
You just-
and
yeah,
that's it. Yeah, exactly.
That's the point.
Danielle, you had one last question, I believe.
Yes. I just was looking at this slide and I had a question in my mind. Uh, your solution is going to be used also to simplify the idle launchpads. So do you have also some partnership already in place? I saw also you have here stated there are already some customer and partners. Maybe you can tell something about this.
Yeah, sure. I'd like to talk about that. So okay, so there is. Okay. I'm going to give you another story. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's like
Go ahead.
When so one thing I realized early on that if I am going to go and sell my product to crypto companies, I'm going to tell them, hey, I want to be your promotion, marketing, and airdrop partner. I can tell you from now that anyone in blockchain knows this, that if they see these three words in one sentence, they're going to block your ass immediately. You know what I mean? They're going to block you because it's all scams. All the guys who are talking about promotions and marketing is like 95% scams. How do we go and sell a product where no one knows us, and we have to open that conversation with, hey, I want to do airdrop for you. Block his ass, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the only way out for us is to basically ensure that we have a very strong partner network. And this is where Totem have been extremely supportive. Unido have been extremely supportive. They are basically working with their larger community to get the word out. Most of the projects that we are working with today are references of other projects. We are doing word of mouth because I guess at the end of the day, although we are solving a trust problem, there is still a trust problem. So, and the human element of trust still needs to be required.
Yes.
So our primary strategy as of today is really word of mouth.
And we're the best way at the beginning.
It's the best way. It's the best way right now because the amount. It's just Web3. I like to say is the wild wild west. WWW. So it's gonna take a while before that calms down. So we are basically targeting the market through word of mouth, very strategic partnerships. This is still a bit out of date. You will see more and more partnerships coming out just to get the Hyperfire word out.
Yeah, so channel strategy is one of the things that are working for us. So we will like to partner with IDEO platforms or I think new projects, the platforms that launches new projects. So there are accelerators. So we have partnered with some. We are trying to get more partnership because they can spread the words, and that's where new projects would get to know about us. And hopefully we will do good numbers in coming few months.
Sure.
Vikram, Irfan, do we have any closing words, any things that we haven't talked about that you absolutely want us to know?
Irfan?
Yeah, I always got something to say, man. I'm sorry, but
it's all good. We're here to listen to you. This is the point.
I really want to send a message out. Whoever's watching this, especially if you're launching a new blockchain project, please take care. Don't get caught up in these traps of, I will pump your token, I will pump your Telegram, I will pump your, please be aware. Try and work within your, no matter how small you're starting off, try and work within your community. Talk to your friends, talk to trusted people. I've personally lost a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of effort on experimenting different things, on promoting and trying to build community and trying to reach out there, trying to get my word out there. A lot of pitfalls and traps. Please take care. Come talk to us if you need any sort of help. Not even just business related. If you need help with just bouncing your ideas, please come talk to us. If you have any problems, come talk to us. We're always here to help.
It's very generous of you. I hope they do listen, because things do need to change.
Wild West.
Yes,
exactly.
Literally. Okay,
guys. Vikram, Irfan, thank you so much. This has been very revealing, actually. I love Hyperfire, what's coming. I hope this will change the industry, because it's certainly very promising as a product, and we hope to see it being used out there in many different products.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hosting us again. It's always a pleasure to talk to
Yeah.
Roundtable now.
Same for
It's our
us,
pleasure as well.
guys.
Thank you.
So,
Take care. Bye, Jay. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye,
bye.
guys. Have a nice
Goodbye.
weekend.
Bye. Bye.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.